Welcome to episode number 79. This is Safety on a Fertility Journey. Now, you may be wondering what safety has to do with fertility, or what I mean by safety on a fertility journey. Well, it has a hell of a lot to do with fertility. In fact, I may argue more than nutrition or sleep, and that's a big call to make as a nutritionist, yeah? If you are on a journey of assisted reproductive health like IVF or IUI, safety is absolutely paramount for the best chances at success. So here's what I mean by safety. In order for our bodies to be fertile and prioritize reproduction, we first need to send the message from our brain to our body that we are safe. Your body is always trying to keep you safe, you see. So when your body is under a real or perceived threat, perceived being a key word in this podcast and in this context, your body will adapt. It will go into an adaptive state in order to keep you safe. Let me break that down more. When your body adapts, it will essentially prioritize survival, and it will not prioritize things that aren't entirely necessary right now while you are in this threat state, such as digestion and bowel movements and reproduction. It is no coincidence that prolonged stress levels are higher than ever, and so are conditions like irritable bowel syndrome, because digestion is not given full attention by the body for the majority of the time. Your fertility responds much the same. So what causes an unsafe state in the body? I just gave one factor away, and that's stress, but not just stress itself. Stress, which is characterized by an increase in cortisol levels and a little adrenaline too, keeps us safe. In fact, our cortisol levels operate on a circadian rhythm, peaking in the morning and dropping mid-afternoon. I know that cortisol gets a bad rap, but cortisol is essential for survival and health and for us to stay alive. As women, though, we are very sensitive to excessive or prolonged cortisol production. So excessive or prolonged. It affects our complex systems as a whole. Ideally, the morning should be the most grounding time, and we should avoid the chocky and caffeine in that 3 p.m. slump, rather opting for more nutrient-dense, energizing foods. Basically, we can be in two states: fight or flight, running away from or fighting the threat, breaking down, cannibalizing, which means breaking down and using nutrients, or rest and digest, which is restoration, which is building, storing nutrients away, anabolizing, and detoxing. The problem arises when we are in fight or flight mode the majority of the time, and these days, some people and some women especially only enter rest and digest when they go to sleep at night. This lifestyle is a great threat to the health of the human race. So, a question for you to reflect on is, which state am I in for the majority of the time? Do I think I'm in fight or flight, or do I think I am in rest or digest for the majority of my day? Stress is a perception. Your body can't tell the difference between what you perceive to be stressful and what is an actual threat. This is why excessive caffeine, especially caffeine first thing in the morning, before food, before water, or excessive high-intensity exercise, which causes a stress state in the body, or just running around like a headless chook, especially first thing in the morning when we have those naturally high cortisol levels, can all add to and exacerbate the stress response. And often with women, what I see is that it's not just one thing, but a combination of a few things that all create this perceived threat state within the body, so that the brain is communicating to the body that the woman is unsafe. A lack of water and food, including macro and micronutrients, will also communicate a threat state to the body, because much needed energy is not coming in, this valuable energy that your body needs and relies on. So your body simply begins to break down its stores, and it will focus on survival. Remember, your body is incredibly adaptable. Another question for you to reflect on. Do your eating patterns communicate safety to your body? Think about that. Does the way that you eat communicate safety to your body? Are there abundant micronutrients coming in, an abundant range of colorful, a wide range of foods? And are you providing your body with the essential macronutrients that it needs for survival and to feel safe? And lastly, even your thoughts will impact whether your body feels safe. And this is a big, almost invisible thing that often gets forgotten. And this is all part of a holistic approach to your health and fertility. So the thoughts that run through your head on a daily basis will impact whether or not you feel safe. If you have constant negative or self-harming thoughts, you may be in that threat state, and this may look like worry over seemingly small things. It doesn't have to be big things. It may just be small things that are perceived in a big way. Another really powerful question that I used on my journey that I'd love to share with you to reflect on is, what am I giving my power to? Yeah, I used to ask myself this a lot. What am I giving my power to? And is it worth it right now? Is it worth it? The truth is that your body simply doesn't want to bring a baby into a world that is perceived to be full of threats or in which there is a potential famine. In this case, your body is in survival mode, not safety mode. One last question for you to reflect on is, are you in a state of survival or safety for most of the time? This may be a hard one to answer, but in my program IVF Magic, I unpack all the ways to promote safety within yourself for your fertility and for your health as a woman, which will serve you not only now, but for the rest of your life. I'll catch you next week.